Okay, welcome to a fun and maybe more interesting vlog than I usually do. I have a bit limited time to make videos this week, so I decided to do this vlog idea that I've had for a while. I am in the process of swapping all of my stuff to Linux, uh, which it'll make a great clickbait thumbnail and title, like, holy crap, Redstone switched to Linux! And then I'll just make like that face, and it'll be fun. I wanted to show just a little bit about what I'm doing because I've already made two videos on Linux. One of them I don't even mention it, but here's my desktop. It looks kind of the same, but then the taskbars look a little weird. Ignore the what is it? The spoilers for some future videos. This is a Linux distribution called Nobara. Its whole thing is it has really good like video encoding drivers built in, and OBS works just fine as it's like right here in the middle. Put that on my second monitor. I can run my games the way I want. Steam's Proton stuff has made it where you can basically play every single game that is on Steam that like doesn't have a weird anti-cheat. That's pretty fun. In this swap to Linux, I have learned a lot of interesting things. I'm just going to continue my Rain Worlds playthrough because I think that's funny. One, you have to know a little bit more, especially for something like Nobara. I tried some Ubuntu-based stuff, and just some of the things I wanted were not working. Some other things that I noticed when running things like Linux Mint, I think I used Kubuntu for a bit, which I liked some of Kubuntu, but it wasn't perfect for what I wanted. I tried those. I even messed around with Pop OS, but I've never loved Mac or Mac style like stuff, and that's kind of what it felt like. The Linux like booting experience that I had, I've run Linux for years. I have a laptop that runs not quite a tiny core style thing, but it runs one that's quite small but has basically all modern features. One of the big things that I found was that there's some weird bugs on Linux. One thing I've been messing around with casually is trying to use a Wiimote as a mouse, and it should be noted that I don't know what I'm doing. Things that you'd think would be easy aren't. One of the things that I've learned over my time with Linux, which has been about 3 weeks now, uh, command line's cool. When my first like time running Linux, I basically did half of the stuff I did on the computer through the command line. It sounds like it would be crazy, but I think it was fine. There's nothing like really like that rough about it. Like I know a small amount of coding, so I'm not too worried about having to learn like a bunch of how to code. I'm not like illiterate when it comes to doing stuff like that. Some of the biggest problems I had were with packages. Because Nobara basically runs everything on Flatpaks. Which, Flatpaks are cool. I won't lie, Flatpaks are not, like, utterly boring or anything. But for the main way you get software, they've seemed a bit limiting. Now, one thing for me to note is, like, I already knew some Linux stuff. I'm not, like, a total idiot when it comes to computers. I built my current PC, and, like, just because I'm only playing Rain World, like, Rain World is not natively compatible with Linux. So, that's already, I'm playing this game thanks to Steam's Proton. Um, So back to me just talking about my journey with Linux. I had several problems. Some were interesting, some were less so. Once I got Steam downloaded, that was pretty easy. I found some bugs with Shotcut. At least the one downloaded uh, through the what's it called, through the command bar. Uh, that one is missing a lot of the features that I usually use, so that was a must that I had to fix. Um, Bluetooth, I had some bugs with Bluetooth, uh, but that was fixed by the weird turning your computer off, unplugging it, and then pressing the power button for 30 seconds. It just worked. It's really dumb, but it just worked, so. Learning how tar.exe files worked. Uh, these were really interesting. 4,500 views, 0 upvotes. The people in this thread were actually really helpful. Like this person explaining like what the files are and what they do. That was really cool. These people who did it, just going inside and installing from it, that was super helpful. In this case, I believe I was decompiling Minecraft. No, I was decompiling Clone Hero, which actually works, by the way. I have Clone Hero, it functions on my computer, which is really cool. I love that I just now can play Guitar Hero. And yes, I definitely didn't just download Guitar Hero 3, a game that I already own on a console that I already own, and then used my Wiimotes that I already own to play Clone Hero when I could have just plugged it into my Wii. Yes, I'm stupid, but it's funny. Hey y'all, Editing Redstone here. I realized I didn't quite get all of my thoughts across in the ending portion of that video, so I just wanted to put this here. Uh, Linux is really cool. I really like all of the things that different companies have been doing, especially Steam with Proton, being able to play any Windows game on Linux. I think that's super cool. Uh, I also think that the Reddit communities and all of the real like grassroots like support for Linux. It's really good to just go to Linux for Noobs every time I have a big issue that no one's ever talked about before. Like, uh, looking around, that issue with the tar.gz file or tar.xz file, no one had ever talked about that in a way that was comprehensive in any thread that I found. And then I create this thread, and suddenly there's a wealth of knowledge in my lap. I don't understand all of it, but like I have that bookmarked for forever because there's so much to learn from it. I'm one of the people who thinks that the future of not just gaming but computing will be open source with Linux, or at least I'm hoping it will be. And that's my whole like reason for swapping over now. Windows, I reached my limit. I don't like Copilot. I don't like the memory flashback. I don't like OneDrive. And I just kind of reached my limit with it. Here, I can control all of the files on my computer. If I want to delete System32 on my thing, I physically can just go to System32, type in my password, and delete it. I can brick my own machine within 45 seconds. I like having that power over my machine because it means it can't ever take me out. I don't, like, I'm joking, but having that kind of control over my machine is very nice to me. I like having control over it, and that's one of the reasons I chose Nobara over several others. But that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!